Okay, I need to check in on the Liberal leadership race. Because, did you know that this person, who facetunes herself more heavily than 2019 Tana Mojo, is running for Liberal leadership and is leaning into the branding as someone running for the leadership of a centrist party, of being the female Donald Trump? Yeah, this whole thing is a wild, funny, and slightly disconcerting ride. So let's see what's going on with the Liberal leadership race. Now, I do want to get one thing out of the way right away. This woman, who's named Ruby Dhalla, is extremely unlikely to win. Like, very, very unlikely. The frontrunners are really Mark Carney and Chrystia Freeland, with polls suggesting that currently Carney has the edge over Freeland. And I have talked about Mark Carney on here before, and I do have to do a tiny mea culpa on that. Because if I have one thing, it is journalistic integrity. And I said that this man struck me as rizzless. He went on The Daily Show, and my rizz meter started beeping.
The overture, I mean...
Because you don't want
well,
to be with...
We're proud. We find you very attractive, but we're not moving in with you. It's not you, it's us.
Look, it's not great, but political rizz is kind of like teacher rizz. It doesn't take a lot because the standard and like the average that you're dealing with in that group is pretty low. And this guy was, dare I say, at times, funny. But before you get too carried away, he did still feel the need to slam the ideas of the far left.
Just as Pierre Poilievre's soundbites won't deliver for Canadians, we can't achieve our full potential with the ideas of the far left.
So I guess he's right at home in the Liberal Party, whose caucus, or at least the sources who spoke to Global News for this story, seemed to think that the party had moved too far to the left. A pretty hilarious notion. But the Liberals here love to make the same mistakes as the Democrats downstairs, so really, who am I to tell them to stop doing what they've always done? Anyways, the other confirmed candidates include Liberal House Leader Karina Gold and MP Frank Baylis. And who is? Come on, girl! It's just... It's gotta be believable. Anyways, here's where things get weird in a largely unimportant way, but I'm gonna allow myself to have a moment of fun here, okay? See, because of course they are, right-wing Twitter accounts are having a field day with this leadership contest because they've been encouraging their fellow right-wingers, and I'm not talking like milquetoast, kind of sometimes liberal right-wingers, like this woman helped organize the Freedom Convoy. They've been encouraging them to register as liberals, regardless of actual political views, to support a candidate named Chandra Arya. It turned into like a whole meme thing for them. This is a Liberal MP who was since disqualified from the contest, and who, during his brief run, made headlines because he went on TV and dismissed the importance of the French language. Which is, if you know anything about Canada, and specifically les Québécois et les personnes qui parlent français dans ce pays, this is not only hilariously out of touch, but like, deeply offensive. But naturally, because this guy was a kind of unserious candidate who no one really thought stood a chance, the right-wingers on socials thought it would be hilarious if enough of them registered as liberals that they were able to crown him as the leader. But now that he's been disqualified, they have found a new champion. Ruby Dhalla, the former Liberal MP who edits her photos into this. When you Google Dhalla, this is one of the main stories that comes up from her time as an MP. Allegations which she denies that she seriously mistreated two nannies. And to this day, in TV interviews, she is maintaining that this was a conservative smear.
I was the victim of a conservative drive-by smear campaign, and I'm not going to get into all of the details, but that smear campaign will not be tolerated.
So anyways, this is the individual who all of these super online right-wingers are now throwing their support behind. Now, it's unclear whether this bad faith campaign from folks who are unlikely to ever actually vote Liberal in an election has had a material impact on the signups. But that is one area where this story could be a lot less funny and more serious. So I did reach out to the Liberal Party to ask, and I will update you guys if they raise any cause for concern. Meanwhile, Dhalla seems to be leaning in. She asked former supporters of Chandra Arya to support her campaign, and is campaigning in a bit of a weird way if she's actually trying to appeal to liberals. Like, again, boasting the fact that a Toronto Sun columnist branded her the female Donald Trump, and promising to deport every illegal immigrant living in Canada. But the thing that I find most galling about her campaign, beyond these awful policies, is her absolute shamelessness with the FaceTune. Now, I do want to acknowledge that this world is extremely cruel to women in the public eye, and is especially nasty when women age. That's something I find really disgusting because people should be judged on their ideas, not their appearance. But the idea of photoshopping yourself to this extent, like it's getting a little weird. I mean, it looks like she's wearing the bold glamour filter from TikTok. You know, this one. Sorry. Oh my God. This is so scary. So this is just fascinating to me. And she's like still doing TV interviews and posting videos of herself on her socials where she looks like a normal human being. Like, this is almost so ridiculous that it circles back to being iconic behavior. Although I'd be more inclined to take that position on this if she wasn't doing the dog whistly policies and trying to emulate Trump. Anyways, I just thought this whole thing was really ridiculous and pretty funny. And who knows? Maybe she'll start a trend. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. What do you think of all this?